I thought I'd take this time to discuss what's going on in the world. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world, and obviously, I've not got a lot of time to discuss, everything. But maybe, I might do another video, something like this. But anyway, the topic today, obviously, is about ISIS and what's going on with ISIS, and more to the fact of the matter, as you probably can tell, I'm British. I live in Britain. I live in Manchester. I'm not going to say exactly where I live for obvious reasons. But I just thought today I'd share my views of what I think and what I think Britain are doing in their part of what's happening. And just before I continue and get into things, I think we all need to hear this, because at the end of the day, we're all going the wrong way about it. Jumping the gun. And at the end of the day, before I continue, one of the main facts of this is why I'm doing it is because us as Brits always have an inkling to point the finger, even at our own. For example, if you wore tracky bottoms and say a night jacket with a hood and trainers, and people call it over here a chav, you judge a book by its cover straight away. Just because that person wears trackies and has a hood doesn't make him a criminal. But majority of people over here think that that's what it is. Another stereotypical, type, what's his name. So then again, it goes to show again that as we are with ISIS and Muslims, again we are pointing the finger. Straight away, as soon as ISIS, it all came about and things started happening, it was Muslim this, Muslim that, let us bomb them or do this, do that. At the end of the day, what does that solve? For one, it isn't Muslims, so people need to get it out of their head that it's not them, because Muslims have been living in this country before I was even born. I'm 24, and the first mosques were made in something like 1964. So they've lived here for years and years and years, and they've never ever really done anything. You know what I mean? Nothing's really ever kicked off. The finger's never been pointed before. At the end of the day, yeah, there's been things that have happened, in society, but at the end of the day, we've done as much as they have. We're no better than them. Our own, rob our own, elderly ladies. Look at the younger generation. No one's pointing the finger at them, saying that they're bad. Look what they do to the country. It's Muslims this, all these refugees coming in this. At the end of the day, the thing that annoys me the most is we don't point the finger at our own. Yeah, I'll hold my hands up. I ain't perfect. You know what I mean? I go to work, I try my hardest to get money, but I don't fucking rinse the system. Have a kid just to get money, a house, a council house. So at the end of the day, everyone is pointing the finger at them because they're guilty as well. And this is the thing that needs to be given across. And there's a lot of people making videos and going on about this topic, and this is the first time I've ever really, spoke about it and got my views out there into the world. And I'm not doing a video, I'm doing a voice note. I don't need to be on that video. I'm not scared, but at the end of the day, I don't see that I have to put my face on there to prove something. A voice is better than a face. That's all I can say, and I don't want to get famous off it. I just want to try and open people's eyes to what's actually going on. We need to stop pointing the finger and stand together. Muslims, Christians, Buddhisms, Islamic, whatever religion, whatever you believe. I'm not going to get into religion because that's another topic to get into. But at the end of the day, I don't have a religion. I don't believe in a religion. I believe in myself. That's my religion. That's what I believe in. At the end of the day, we're all gods. We're all equal. What you believe is what you believe. You can't change someone's beliefs. And at the end of the day, jumping the gun all the time and saying, oh yeah, it's all these immigrants coming over and all these refugees and and whatever else. It's not. The people, if you're saying that to me, you're putting your problems somewhere else, because you can't fucking be man enough to say, look, I've done wrong, whatever, whatever, agree to what you sow type thing. You know what I mean? I'm a bit of a person that's, yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Yeah, I would agree with that. I am a hypocrite. I would say something and then probably, do something, but that's the way we are. That's the way British people are. But for years and years, Britain has just blamed everyone else for the problems instead of looking in the mirror. Truthfully, that's the truth. If you want to change the world, start by changing yourself. Changing your own life, changing what you do as a person. What's wrong with being nice to people? That's another thing I think the world's lost, is manners. Manners. I always say please and thank you. It might not be a lot. It's not fucking hell. It's not life changing, but it helps. That person might be having a bad day, but you say thank you to that person, they're like, oh, fucking hell, brighten my day up a bit, that. But people don't think like that. They're stuck in their own fucking bubbles and won't get out of them. When people say, oh, I wish I could change the world, well, you fucking can. You can. So start changing it by changing yourself, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've done a lot of things and put a lot of things into place to change who I am. But at the end of the day, I'm a nice person. I'd do anything for anyone, regardless of skin colour. That's another thing. I think there's majority of people think, oh, it's our country, it's Britain, they can't come over and do this. Why all of a sudden is it a fucking problem? That's what I don't get. As soon as ISIS is a thing, ISIS, I believe, right? ISIS is manifested by the government, and whoever can't believe that needs to put their head in the corner and wobble it for a good 10 minutes, because at the end of the day, right, ISIS has never, ever been, extremists have been out there, but it's mad how the media, yeah, BBC News, whatever you want to call it, publicise it, showing, beheadings and whatever else. Are they for real? Are they for real? This is what I don't understand. Why put stuff on? It's like they want you to see it. It's too much of a coincidence. That's what I say. And look what's happening to the world. We're all fucking against each other. The people are all against each other, right? Don't get me wrong, right? Here's a question that I've always wanted answered, and for some reason I still can't answer it myself. Would the world be better without hierarchy? I think if we didn't have something in place like we have, like police, government, officials and whatever, in the way it's run, yeah, that is good. The system works. It does work. Because if it didn't, the world would be in chaos. But yeah, don't get me wrong. The system needs tweaking. It needs sorting out. It needs people in there that don't fucking... that don't... how can I explain it? They've got a heart, basically. That have got a heart. Because at the end of the day, I don't think there's one person in Parliament that doesn't think about themselves at this moment in time. There might be a good majority that are probably doing good things that I don't know about. I'm not really into the politics because I all think it's a load of fucking nonsense at the end of the day. Oh yeah, people will probably say to me, oh, what do you know? Oh yeah, what do I know? Yeah, because I'm not academically inclined. I don't know shit. Well, I know quite a lot. I know a lot. I know that we're all in this big vicious circle of hatred. I can't remember the last time I went out in Manchester and had a good night without something, without someone saying something. What the fuck's going on? Where's the love gone? I remember being a kid, a good few years ago now. You used to be able to leave your bike on the front, you'd play out all night, you could go off the street. Your mum and dad wasn't what's his name in about you're getting kidnapped or whatever else, but fucking hell, that goes on now. Rapes, whatever else, that goes on now. I know it's a touchy subject, but it's got to be brought up. But at the end of the day, I can understand that, yeah, we don't know what we're letting into the country. We don't know what's being brought in. But at the end of the day, we can't point the finger. Yeah, it's not Muslims. You know what I mean? Majority of them are good people, yeah? Bar a few are bad people, you know, a good handful of them are bad people. Yeah, well, a good handful of our society are bad people. You know, there's a lot of things that our own have done to our own. Look at the riots, for example. You know, at the end of the day, right, that was, it was stupid. It wasn't even, what was the point? What was the point? That's what I want to know. And at the end of the day, I can't begin to think why we done that. So no one remembers that. You know what I mean? No one's saying, oh yeah, it was bad. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's the type of people in Britain that we've got, you know, running round. What's his name? And yeah, at the end of the day, they did want to make an example, you know, of the government and whatever else. But we did it in the wrong way. That's what I think, you know. Why has it all got to be about violence, you know? And it springs down to the government again. It all springs back down to them because they've created it this way. They've created it. That's the way they want the world to be. But pointing the finger, you know, it's not good. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, you know, social media and whatever else. A lot of people on there put a lot of stuff on, and I seen a video of a Brit burning an ISIS flag. You know, like that's gonna solve what's happening. Like it's gonna make it any better. You know, at the end of the day, you know, leave something lie. You know what I mean? I know it's going on, yeah. If you want to do something about it, yeah, in the right way, then go and join the army and help them out that way. You know, I wish I could join the army, but I can't because you know, for unseen circumstances, I'm not going to get into that, but I can't. If I could, I would. But at the end of the day, that's what I think. Solving the issue, burning ISIS flags or saying bomb them all, blow all the mosques up, whatever anyone says against Muslims is fucking wrong. Is wrong, and it's just making matters worse. No wonder the Muslim community doesn't like us, you know, and probably does do things to us, you know, majority of them, because of how we treat them. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to understand, right, if you were in their shoes, yeah, and there was bombs dropping in your country, right, let's say, for instance, now bombs start dropping in the whole of the United Kingdom, and it turns to a war zone. You're going to leave, aren't you? You're going to get on the next flight or boat or whatever, and you're going to go somewhere, right? So say you go to another country, right? And then they're all blaming us, yeah? We're all going there, we're hardworking. There's a handful of us that go there and don't do fuck all, yeah? We all get there, right? And then they all hate us. They all hate us. Most of us are working hard and we're thinking, why are all these cunts hating us? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then, boom. That's it, then you get tension, and then you're fucking fighting, you know, handful of them and think, oh, fuck this, let's have them, this is our country now. And that's the same thing that's happening here. The same thing that's happening here. It's like schoolyard fucking bullshit. You know, I thought everyone passed all this, you know what I mean? You know, we're all adults at the end of the day, but we don't act like it. No one acts like it anymore. You know, not many people have got respect. You know, there's majority of people that have got respect. See, I get respect because I show respect. I respect a lot of people, no matter who it is. You know, at the end of the day, we're all human. You know, and if we want to, you know, survive as a species and our grandkids and our children, you know, we want to build a better future for them. You know, because at the minute, the way we're going, their future's going to be horrible. But not just their future, our future. You know, I'm 24, I've got a long, you know, not a long time, but a good few years of my life left to live. And at the end of the day, we can't live the way we're living. You know, I don't want to live in the UK anymore with the way it is. Not because of the refugees that have come here, because of our own people. I'm feared of our own people more than anyone else. You know, kids to be... Here's an example of where I live. I was coming home from the shop. You know, daylight, right? And there was kids, you know, playing in the street. I remember when I used to play in the street. Oh, yeah, I was a kid once, you know what I mean? Messing about, whatever. But one of the kids, probably no more than 6 years old, had a plank of wood in his hand. and another lad he was arguing with. And this kid has run over to the other lad with a plank of wood and battered him with the plank of wood, right? And then obviously this kids, you know, obviously luckily because they were kids, they wasn't hurting each other, but it looked like it hurt him, you know what I mean? But I thought, my God, he's got a plank of wood. So anyway, the other kid's got annoyed, and obviously his temper's kicked in, he's got a plank of wood, and then in the street battering each other with a plank of wood. And the first thing that comes to the thought in my head was, I need to help it, I need to stop it. And then I thought to myself, no I don't, because if I would have stopped that, I would have got battered with a piece of plank of wood, because kids have got no respect, and then I would have had to give a kid a good hiding, and then I would have went to jail. So there's another thing that comes into context. When I was a kid, if I'd done something wrong, I got a crack, and at the end of the day, right, it hadn't hurt me. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it taught me values, it taught me respect, you know. And another thing that comes, that's just popped into me as we're saying now and getting on to obviously the kids subject, is obviously this is the truth, and I don't care if people think this is wrong with me, but majority of girls in this country are having kids for the easy way out. And if people disagree with me, then you're one of them fucking people. That's all I can say, because at the end of the day, it pisses me off that you bring a kid into the world just to get money, because you can't fucking be arsed working. It pisses me off. It makes my blood boil to the fucking brim. To the brim. Because that's all we do, and I'm sick to death, right, of us pointing the finger and not pointing the finger at our own, because that's all we fucking do is take, fucking take. Because at the end of the day, no one wants to fucking do anything. Why has the British society become lazy? Why has it? You know, that's why the country's the way it is, not because of all these refugees, because majority of you can't be fucking arsed. But at the end of the day, your view on that is, oh well, everyone else can do it, so I'm gonna do it. Cheat the system. No wonder the system's fucked. No wonder the system doesn't work, because people take advantage of the system. You know, things would be a lot better if people just looked in the mirror and started changing themselves. That would change a lot in the world. That would change the fucking world. I know it would. I know it would. But people need to start doing it. They need to start changing themselves. I still do it now. Don't get me wrong. Like I've said before, I ain't perfect. You know what I mean? I ain't blowing smoke up my ass saying, oh yeah, I'm the be end and end all of things, because I'm not. I'm just trying to let people know what I think and my views, and that's my view. I think we're all going the wrong way about things, and I'm going to end it there, because, you know, I don't want to get into anything more, and it's obviously my first time I've done this, and I want to see what type of, you know, reactions and views I get off this. And if, you know, I get good positive views, I will do something else. I'll have another talk about something else and go deeper into things. But just that's all I wanted to get across. That's all I wanted to get across to the British nation. We need to start changing ourselves. If you're already doing it, that's brilliant, because I know there's people out there like me. You know, there's a lot more people out there. You know, I do see a lot of good in the world now, more than I did a year ago or 2 years ago. But more people need to jump on the bandwagon, not the ISIS bandwagon, not the Muslim this, the Muslim that bandwagon. Put that on the back burner. I know it's happening. Just forget about it. Don't have your view about it. Keep it to yourself if it's nasty. If it's a good view, then yeah, get it out there. But at the end of the day, we need to start concentrating on, you know, helping. That's what we need to do. We need to start thinking about our futures and our kids' futures. That's what we need to do, and change ourselves and our own view of things. So anyway, thanks for your time.